In the ancient city of Agrabah, life was a vibrant tapestry of sound, color, and mystery. The streets hummed with the energy of bustling markets, filled with the aroma of exotic spices, the enchanting melodies of street musicians, and whispers of legendary treasures hidden just beyond the horizon. Living amongst the city's lively crowds was a young man named Aladdin. He was poor, with no family to speak of, and a future that seemed as empty as his pockets. But what he lacked in wealth, he more than made up for with a brave heart and an unquenchable curiosity. Aladdin often gazed at the grand palace overlooking the city, dreaming of a life beyond the dusty streets, a life where he could become someone truly great. One day, a stranger cloaked in shadow and mystery arrived in Agrabah. He was a sorcerer, and his gaze was fixed on Aladdin. He saw what no one else could, that this seemingly ordinary boy was the key to unlocking an ancient and powerful magic. The sorcerer led Aladdin on a long journey, deep into the heart of the desert, where the shifting sands concealed a secret older than time itself. He brought Aladdin to a hidden spot and with a powerful incantation commanded the ground to open. Before them, a dark entrance to a magical cave appeared, promising treasures beyond imagination, all protected by powerful ancient spells. With a deafening roar, the cave's entrance revealed its secrets. Inside were mountains of shimmering gold, rivers of sparkling diamonds, and heaps of precious jewels that glittered in the faint light. It was a sight that would steal the breath of any king. But the sorcerer warned Aladdin that the true treasure was not the gold or the gems. Deep within the cave's heart, resting on a simple stone pedestal, was an old dusty oil lamp. It appeared worthless, common, but it held a secret of unimaginable power. As Aladdin reached out and took the lamp, the sorcerer's deception was revealed. The cave entrance slammed shut with a thunderous crash, the ground shaking violently as it began to collapse. Aladdin was trapped, plunged into darkness, and surrounded by the groaning of rock and sand. Fear gripped him, but in a moment of desperation, he clutched the lamp and began to rub the dust from its surface. The instant his hand polished the metal, thick, swirling blue smoke erupted from the spout. The smoke twisted and grew, taking the form of a magnificent, larger-than-life being. It was a genie, a powerful spirit bound to the lamp, and he was ready to grant his new master 3 wishes. With his very first wish, Aladdin asked to be freed from his underground prison. In a flash of magical light, he was transported out of the collapsing cave and found himself safely back in his beloved city of Agrabah. Not long after his return, Aladdin's life took another unexpected turn. He saw the Princess of Agrabah, Princess Jasmine. Her beauty was famous throughout the land, but it was her spirit and kindness that truly captured his heart. He fell in love instantly, but a wave of sadness washed over him. He was just a poor boy from the streets. What chance did he have with a princess? His heart ached with the longing for a life that felt completely out of reach. Driven by his love for Jasmine, Aladdin summoned the genie once more. For his second wish, he didn't ask for gold or jewels, he asked for greatness. He wished to become a prince. In a spectacular display of magic, the genie transformed Aladdin's life. His tattered rags became clothes of the finest silk. His humble dwelling was replaced by a magnificent procession, and his name, Prince Ali, was sung throughout the streets. The people of Agrabah were in awe of this wealthy and charming prince from a faraway land. The Sultan welcomed him into the palace, and even Princess Jasmine was impressed by his grand arrival. For the first time, Aladdin felt a taste of true happiness, believing he had finally found his place in the world. But darkness was lurking. The evil sorcerer had discovered that Aladdin had not only survived, but now possessed the lamp and its incredible power. Consumed by rage and jealousy, he devised a wicked plan to reclaim what he believed was his. Disguising himself as a humble old merchant trading new lamps for old, the sorcerer made his way to the palace. Unaware of the lamp's true nature, and seeing it as just a dirty old relic, the princess's handmaiden innocently handed it over. The moment the sorcerer's fingers closed around the lamp, the world tilted on its axis. The genie appeared, now bound to a new, cruel master. With a single malevolent command, the sorcerer stripped Aladdin of all his power and riches. Then, in a terrifying display of dark magic, he lifted the entire palace from its foundations and transported it, along with the princess, to a desolate, forgotten corner of the world. When Aladdin returned to where his new life once stood, he was met with a horrifying silence. The land was barren, the palace had vanished, and his world had been stolen from him in an instant. Though his heart was broken, Aladdin refused to surrender. His love for Jasmine and his determination to set things right fueled a fire within him. He set out on a perilous journey, a lone figure against a vast and unforgiving world. He crossed scorching deserts, scaled treacherous mountains, and navigated through strange and dangerous lands, following the faint trail of the sorcerer's dark magic. After a long and arduous search, he finally found it. The palace of Agrabah stood ominously in a dark, gloomy kingdom, surrounded by heavy guards and pulsating with the sorcerer's evil power. Undeterred, Aladdin knew what he had to do. His courage burned brighter than his fear as he snuck into the stolen palace, moving like a shadow through the halls he once called home. He found the sorcerer gloating over his victory, the magic lamp displayed proudly by his side. In a final, desperate confrontation, Aladdin used his quick wits and bravery to reclaim the lamp. With the genie once again under his command, Aladdin wasted no time. He wished for everything to be restored. The palace was returned to its rightful place in Agrabah. The princess was saved, and peace washed over the city once more. Now, with one wish remaining, Aladdin looked at his powerful friend, the genie. He could have wished for infinite wealth, eternal power, or anything his heart desired, but he had learned that true greatness wasn't found in magic or titles. For his final wish, Aladdin asked for the genie to be freed forever. No more masters, no more servitude, no more living in a tiny lamp. With that selfless act, the genie was finally free, and Aladdin proved that the greatest power of all lies not in wishes, but in kindness, courage, and friendship. From that day on, Aladdin lived not as a prince created by magic, but as a hero forged by heart. His incredible story traveled across the kingdoms, a timeless reminder that anyone, no matter how humble their beginnings, can change their destiny if they are brave enough to try. Thank you so much for joining us on this magical adventure. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales from around the world. We'll see you next time.